Hey, how you doing? Hope you're doing great. All right. It's always good to be here with you, trying to get some angles. Okay, so I really want to talk about entrance exam first before diving into the pathway studies. Okay, I want to talk about entrance exam because I've been getting a lot of emails, or I see in the comment some of you are asking about the entrance exam. What I always say, the entrance exam, it's there, and there's no way they will write the entrance exam without you knowing if your application um you applied with all the required documents and the email address that you use in applying, it's good. There is no way you're not going to receive an email telling you about pre-identification, telling you about the entrance exam. So if you haven't received an email, there's no problem, because the entrance exam, we still have some few weeks to it. And I assume by next week you will get something about you pre-identification. I just want to assume that they will send it. So we are still waiting for entrance exam. Okay, we have not gone yet, please. So don't worry. And obviously I'll update here on my channel. I follow the timeline as well, and I bring you updates. So if I haven't talked about entrance exam, um, pre-identification, or you taking the exam, it's because it's not yet time. Okay, so I will talk about it in another video. So if you're new here, subscribe, and if you've been here, please like this video. Okay, share with your friends. That's the least you can do to me. Okay, so I know that there've been a lot of misunderstanding when it comes to you like traveling to Finland without you applying through joint applications and separate applications. Someone was asking, like, is it possible for me to move to Finland whenever I want? I'm like, you can move to Finland any time of the year. Okay, we have two joint applications. We have the big one, the mega one, okay? The one we had in January. So in Finland, every January there's this joint application with so many programs, okay, and universities. And then we have another joint application in the autumn, which is in September. And that one, there are also quite a number of programs, but it's limited as compared to the spring joint application. That's the one in February, in January, okay? So if you miss that, what you can do is you can check university's website. You can also check study info. You will be able to see rolling admission. You be able to see separate admission period. You also see pathway studies. Now I want to talk about pathway studies, because I think pathway studies, like, people don't talk much about it, and so people call it like in my Cameroonian slogan, I would say line. So it's like it's something that is not known, like kind of like not so straight, but that's not it. Pathway studies are genuine way of it's a genuine way of moving to Finland as an international student. It is genuine. And when I talk about genuine, I'm not saying just go and someone is like, oh, pathway, you go and give the person money. No. Universities, they have different agencies that they partnered with, and you can come through these people as an international student. So how does pathway studies work? I want to just try to break it down so that you understand. To me, I don't like pathway studies because it's a lot of money. Yes, it's a lot of money, and also you need, especially if you're coming from a country where the internet connection is not stable. It's, I don't know, it's tricky how you can do it, but let's proceed. So with pathway studies, it's like, okay, I want to study nursing in a university of applied science in Finland. but I don't want to go through the joint application. I don't want to go through all this entrance exam. I don't want to go through all this wahala, like my Nigerian people will call it. All right. So I just want to start my studies while I'm still in my home country. And at some point, I want to move to Finland to complete the entire degree. So in summary, that's pathway studies. So I can just say, all right, I really want to, I want to start studying nursing, but I'm not ready to move yet. Or I'm not ready to pay for the whole academic year, or the whole 3 years program. So I just want to first do 1 year. Okay. So that way you enroll and then you will start the course or the program. So it's online. All right. And when you're done, let's say you accumulate, let's say 60 credits, and you're like, okay, I want to move to Finland to complete it so that I'll be able to become, for example, a certified nurse. Okay, so I've done 1 year, I need 2 more years or 2.5 years to complete this, or 3 years. Okay, so then you'll be able to apply to that university through pathway studies. So, which means you've already started your studies and you already have some number of credits. Now you want to move here to complete the program so that you become a degree student. So like you are completing a bachelor's degree in that sense. So I don't know if that my explanation makes sense. So that is pathway study. So why do I talk about it being expensive? If you're not getting something from the original buyer, we know how business works. Obviously, it will be more expensive. Okay, because you're paying for these pathway studies. When you started, you're paying, and also obviously you are not going to pay the exact fee like any other person that is just coming through the joint application. So it's a little bit more expensive. But the thing with pathway studies is, when you're done with your pathway studies and you want to move to Finland, all you need to do is wait for that university to open the application period for those that want to come through the pathway studies. You understand? So with that, your admission is guaranteed. Of course, a university will want to take students that are already studying in their university online than a student that like have no affiliation with the university. You understand? So if you have accumulated some number of credits and you're moving to like, okay, I want to complete the remaining years of my studies, they'll give you that opportunity really fast than someone who wants to start from scratch. So with pathway studies, they are really fast, they are legit, but they are expensive, and also it's a lot of struggle. So, for example, if you are in your home country, you will need to sign up. Okay, you need to study online, like lectures. It's not about you just reading books. You attend lectures online. So obviously you need good internet connection to focus. Okay. And you have, like, you're a student, it's just that you're studying online. That's basically it. So you also need full attention, you need more time, you need internet connection, you need to pay money as well. So when you're done with this, then you can wait when the application period for an online for a pathway study is open in that university. Then you apply and then you can move to Finland. One question I got was like, what if I started my pathway, so like I started studying nursing, let's say in Laria, and now I don't want to study in Laria University, because University of Applied Science, because it's too expensive. Maybe I want to go to Pietarsaari, like something, or Kuopio, where I think that like the fees is affordable. You can't do that, because it's like, I don't know how to put it's like you're already a student in this university, but your study is online. Okay, so you can't change and say I want to go to another. No. So if make sure you search the right university, look at the fees, weigh your options before you pay any money or begin your studies online. So please make sure. And the other thing I want to mention is that be sure that you want to move to Finland, because there's a high possibility that you pay this money and then you're done with 1 year studies and that's it. And I'm not sure you want to use maybe this 60 credit or 45 credit or how many credits that you've accumulated to do something else in your home country. So please always make sure that, okay, I want to travel to Finland. Like, this is the route I'm using. I want to travel. So that way you are like, okay, I'm just gonna complete this online, and then when I'm ready, when I have enough money and or whenever I'm ready, I will just go and pursue my studies there in person. Okay, so in a nutshell, that's pathway studies. There are a lot of different consultancy, education consultancy firm or companies that partner with universities, and they bring this pathway studies. One of the areas in the world, like there's this part of the world that the pathway studies are selling, especially when it comes to Finland. Oh my God, students from Asia, they benefit a lot from pathway studies. Like, they come in their numbers. Okay. So they use this a lot. That's why you have so many of them in Finland. Indians, age, like, they have a lot. I think pathway studies, they are not, it's not that common in Africa. I think also it's because of the lack of partnership with Finnish universities and Africa. Like, you remember where the one from Kenya, you remember the situation, how students were scammed by their own government officials. And when they moved here to Finland, it was something as they didn't know they were supposed to pay fees, and it was crazy for them, and one of them um had to take his life. So, like, the partnership between Finland and the country matters a lot. So Finland is doing a lot of education export. Okay, they're exporting their education to most of these Asian countries, and at the same time, they are attending fairs there promoting the Finnish education. So they have like partners there. They have like, I've seen universities, those who work in the admissions office or the international office, I've seen them. I have people who work there. They travel to India, they travel to China, to Thailand, like, they travel to these different places, countries, and they sell the Finnish education system. So they are actually telling people about it. So people are more aware of like how things can be done. And they go as far as admitting students in high school, in Finnish high schools. So they have enough information, and also they have the partners there that they can just use and pay money and start their pathway studies, and they are able to move here. So I think in Africa is lacking, and like I mentioned, it's because the collaboration or the partnership with African countries, like, it's really still low as compared to these other countries. All right. So even when it comes to like recruitment of nurses and stuff like that, they get a lot of foreign nurses from the Philippines. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, our our leaders in our countries, you people not do us well. Oh. So because some of these partnerships, they really open doors and they create more opportunities for your citizens. So that's why pathway studies, that like pathway route, is not too common in Africa. But that doesn't mean it's not open for African students. It's open. Okay, it is open to everyone. So if you are waiting for scholarships, all those things, I won't advise you to look at some of these things that I'm talking about, because the highest amount of scholarships that international students benefit from, they come through joint applications. Okay, so if you are looking for that, then obviously you have to wait. But if you are not, if you just want to pay, like, because I've seen a nursing program, bachelor's degree, nursing, okay, rolling admission, and you have to pay 9,000 euros, which is like, it's even cheap. There was one 12, 13,000 euros. So if you have the money, and in with these rolling admissions, you don't write entrance exam. You don't. So if you have the money, you can easily apply and move. But please, this is risky. If you don't have the money, I'm not talking about you having 15,000 euros now, you pay for first year. Know that if you're coming for a bachelor's program, 3.5, 4 years, so calculate 15 times 4 or 15 times 3.5. That's the total amount of fees alone. I don't want to include your house rent. I don't want to include like any other thing, because you spend money. You understand? So if you have your 15,000 euros and you're like, oh, I have a lot of money to come and study a bachelor program, I will just apply to rolling admission. When I move to Finland, I will survive. Hey, oh my God. See, I have to bring someone here. I know about 2 or 3 people that are here from this channel, and I've been talking to them like, I need to bring you guys here, because when I talk to them and they're like, hey ma, what you were saying is true. Hey, what we are seeing here, I'm like, okay. Thank you, Jesus. Just imagine if I was telling you guys that you can, it's easy. Some of you will see me in this Helsinki. You report me that this is the person. No, I think you'll be cursing me. you know, I keep it real because I know this is life. Life, like, the world is too small. I don't know who I will meet. I don't know. So I cannot just come and fool you for views. All right. So I let you know. So those that have come, they always say, ma, and you're always telling it to, you're always telling us. Say, now I see why you always say it. It's not easy. Oh. I say, yes, it's not. It's not. So I'll try to book time with them, so that we may have a sit down, and like, so they can tell you firsthand information. I'm also talking about those that moved here 5, 10 years. I'm talking about those that recently moved and they came from this channel. Then you will understand what I'm talking about. You not just like, I want to move, I want to move, or I want to move. See, the reality is on ground. You can do it if you have your money, if you have a good source of income, if you are from a well-to-do family, if you save enough money that you want to just come and study and pay your fees, you can do it. You can also do it when you have a fees of like 3,000 euros, 4,000 euros. I understand. Not that you want to move to study with a fees of above 9,000. Anything from 9,000, even 8,000, it's not easy. In this Finland, this current Finland, I always use current Finland because prior to now, things were really, at least now. Prior to now, it was better. Now, this Finland now, it's hard. It's hard. So if you are coming as an international student, please look at your background, look at yourself. Do you have the money? Can you afford this? Especially some of you that are just coming to Finland, you are the first person in your family or your your friend cycle that you're coming to Finland. You're the first person. So maybe you have your friends in other countries or your family members in other countries. But if you have just coming to Finland, you don't have anybody here. You have to start from scratch. It is not easy. That's even the worst said. It is not. So please take your time, take your time, do your due diligence before moving. All right. So I hope this was helpful to you, and all the best. That's all I have to say. But make sure you do your research well before taking a step when it comes to you applying to move to Finland as an international student. Okay. All right. So God bless you, and see you when next you see me.